We still have another game to do, though. Enemy up 1-0, but eLevate still has a chance to answer back.
And this is the thing, right? Ever since week 1, we've talked about eLevate's potential. And
Right.
even that last game, we can see that. But we need to see them win a game.
That's
right?
true.
I mean, this is against Enemy, another team that's looking like a bottom 3, definitely bottom 4 team. They need to be able to come out with the win here.
Geb going to be started as the first ban. Enemy likely to ban Wukong.
Same ban, so they're going to run it back so far on bans. The question is, are they going to take out the Kali?
Yeah, she did a lot of work in that early game. But, I mean, leaving open so many things. Bologna going to be taken away, okay. Very scary pick. Serket has been very favored. Janice, very favored. Option still to Enemy. Final ban of the first phase. Sylvanas.
So 2 supports taken out. Athena, once again, up eLevate in the same position. They grabbed it last time. And Med Yankee had a fantastic game. I don't think it's anything to say that they should not pick Athena here. He was fantastic.
I agree. I think the Athena was the sole reason they were in that game for as long as they were.
Yeah, and it's going to be locked in. No surprise there. So many 3 to 4 man taunts all game. Met Yankee, like you said, kept eLevate in that game after the rough start.
Enemy's option. Now, we know the Kali did very well. They did very well with Freya. It's going to be Isis, okay? They're going to run that back for Chaos. I like this idea.
There's no reason to not run it back for Enemy. I mean, they took the early lead, they kept it. So if eLevate's going to allow them to do it, they will. And seeing here Freya, so starting off same picks and bans as game 1.
If it follows suit, Enemy will lock into Osiris next. But first, eLevate have option. Next 2 picks there. They already have their support, possibly their jungler, albeit it's kind of unlikely.
It's going to be Agni.
Okay.
So not electing to go with the Scylla, although they had some big turnaround fights with the Scylla. Agni bringing a lot more to the early and mid game. And they're going to take the Kali.
Okay,
so that's going to Mytheria.
I like this idea. Mytheria is known as a very aggressive jungler, giving him an ultimate that will literally make him invincible. This is a good idea. Option to Enemy. Oh, again, could be Osiris here.
That also could be a very comfort pick. No, they're actually going to take the Hoon bots for themselves, so a little bit of jungler switch up.
Yeah, they're going to trade out the jungler picks. Back into the banning phase. Enemy has a few things to consider here. It's likely the junglers are picked up. I would probably hit the Hunter. Going to Medusa. Oh, going to go to Ullr.
That's probably just a straight target ban against Gumi. That's actually his top god in, or excuse me, Vesalius. That's his top god in ranked, and one of the best I see him play. He has a lot of kill potential, especially against a Freya. Being able to hit the stun and then combo her to under half at level 3, it's a lot of damage that they don't want to deal with.
Wow, a targeted ban again here as Sobek gets taken away from Pain de Viande.
That's a little bit more questionable. Pain de Viande had a nice start and a good early game, but I think late game his effectiveness clearly fell off.
You think that was questionable more than the Ullr?
I'd say so. I don't think the Sobek had a big impact into the game at all.
Wukong going to be picked up here, likely for the solo lane. Leaves open the support for final pick, as we saw last time. eLevate, final 2 picks coming out now. They are probably looking for their solo laner, which could be Ratotoskr, and their hunter, which is likely again to be Medusa.
So once again, eLevate's electing to go this double assassin comp.
Ratotoskr, very strange to see that going up against Wukong. Oh no, we're going to see a variation here. Not going to be Medusa. Yeezus comes out.
So Hu Yi, very strong in the 1v1 aspect. Able to throw that Hunter's Mark on, doing extra damage to any opponent or
helps
penetrating them.
Freya. Not to mention, having a stun in the kit is very important against Freya because anytime you can take away from her uptime on Pulse is huge.
Last pick coming through for Enemy.
Odin.
Odin support.
I was thinking, as soon as I saw the Agni, I'm like, it's possible we're going to see that run back today. Pain de Viande, probably the first person to run Odin with any sort of success.
At least for Season 2.
Right, that's what I'm saying, like earlier on in the split.
And he had a lot of success. Actually, the highest assist game we've seen come out from the SPL was on Pain's Odin last split. I believe he was like 1-1 and 35 at the end of one of his games. It was absolutely absurd.
Jumping into this, another early invasion, it seems. Met Yankee going to put himself out of position. No, he was smart to veer away from that.
Yeah, he wanted to ward aggressively. You could tell. And then he immediately backs off. Pain de Viande going to throw down his own ward. Those two going to be right next to each other. But Enemy, they're not going to find anything. eLevate spotted him out, and just going to back off.
The old school Anatoly ward being placed down at the speed buff by Ratotoskr. Mytheria going to be your jungler, it seems. Kali is going to be your solo laner, and dude, he's doing the build.
Oh, man. This is... They back right away, right, and get potions?
Yeah, so what's going to happen is, if the only way to do this properly is to do the AFK start, which is you start at the blue buff. If he starts at the speed, he's going to put himself at a major disadvantage, because the goal here is get the blue, leave your team, go into the lane, push the first wave, and back for 4 pots. If he chooses any other route here, it's unlikely that this is going to do anything for him in the early game.
And you're right. It looks like all 3 members of eLevate, they're going to be grouping up on this blue buff. This is a really important start for Kali to get rolling in the solo lane.
So when I first started doing this, I told Ataraxia about it. He's like, that's really cool. I'm going to try that. And then he did it in scrims and got annihilated. He's like, I'm never doing that again. And then Cyclone did it in tournament. He's like, I don't know, it looked cool. And then he beat everybody with it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's Cyclone spin, right? It doesn't even matter what he starts with. He could probably go to lane with no items.
the old young base strategy.
Yeah, I did do that once. I felt so sorry.
Dude, and it was so funny because back then the spectators still allowed us to whisper people. So I hit him up and I'm like, yo, man, like, what is this strategy? Like, what are you doing? And he's just like, forgot, lol.
Scary D, so he's going to be able to push this wave for free, jump away, back off. And this is what you're talking about.
2 health, 2 mana.
Yeah, early XP lead, able to get his potions online, and has attack speed buff. Or attack speed buff, that's going to help him.
That's a lot of potions that you might not need. Given the fact that you already have movement speed with the boots and attack speed and damage, generally you're going to be out-pushing your opponent pretty well, so you don't need that many potions because it delays your attack timing. But we know that Scaredy likes to sit in lane forever, so this could be a good idea.
Yeah, and Vesalius actually using his 1 to do damage there more than clear a wave. And, I mean, Pain the Beyond with this Odin is going to be pushing up.
That's true. And maybe sending some damage into the Odin might make him a little bit more defensive, but he has so many potions, it's not really going to matter.
No, I mean, he's going to be healthy for quite some time. Enemy, though, they're going to actually push back eLevate early on. Not Sun Wukong, Hoon Batz finding a lot of poke on the mid lane.
You can see Scaredy already pushing the wave very efficiently, but not applying the damage as one would expect. Penny actually winds up taking the better of that in the end.
Yeah, Scary D jumping away too, trying to avoid all the damage possible here. And this is going to be a rough lane for Kali even with this start. I mean, Kali just doesn't have the wave clear to deal with Sun Wukong early on, especially with Sun Wukong able to harass him and clear the wave at the same time.
Zayden, can we take a trip over to Ratotoskr here? I want to see what he's leveling. He is going to be going into Dart right away, which guarantees the Opal pickup. Some players like to start leveling the 3 for damage, go into the boots early. I think this is what Repicos uses to do. We usually see him do that. And then still go into Opal, leveling Dart afterwards. But Mytheria is just telegraphing straight away, full Opal.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be looking to get the on-hit effect from it.
So you're looking at things like Golden Bow, things like Frostbound Hammer, and things like maybe First Blood? No. Okay.
So that didn't work out.
Wait, why?
What I want to talk about...
No, why did he jump out of the circle of protection?
Oh, I don't know.
He could have healed himself.
I don't know.
Very frustrating.
Scary D, very low. Just hit
Doesn't
5.
have mana.
Yeah. Penny, though, recognizing the damage, wasn't able to fully clear the wave. And Scary D actually controlling this lane against Penny Imbra.
He has 2 potions ticking right now. He should level his 2 and not his ultimate, and he chooses to do so specifically because he's not going to need to use it.
The timing. From both. From all 3 players, the timing was absolutely perfect.
Vesalius probably had his entire life flash before his eyes right there.
He wouldn't have died, but he would have taken a lot of poke.
All right, so here's the jank, right? I would like to see Chaos go over towards the solo lane and deal with this mystical male. We don't see it enough. We don't see mages taking form of it.
Chaos, though, no ult available here. Bombs rain through Mytheria. He's going to find first blood, so Mytheria getting off to a strong start once again.
That's really important. Ratotoskr requires a lot of early gold. The rest of his build kind of is fluff, right? His first 2 items are the big deal, and that's the Acorn and the Boots. Once those are online, things start to get a little bit easier.
Mid-Harpies will go the way of Wiggles, though he should have them for free, but it looks like Agni wants to contest them, and 1 auto tech, yeah, Wiggles is going to be able to finish that off.
I love the immediate kill, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. I'll walk away, and he just runs behind his tower.
Could see a fight here, though, on the left side. Huge rotation coming out from the dual lane of enemy. They're going to look to get these. Pain the Beyond, actually, they spawn, and he walks away. He wants to fight. That is a pure bait.
Yeah, look at this. Wait for it.
Whoop.
Not going to need it. Mytheria has to get out. Will he do it in time? Just barely, but they're still going to get a kill. Good trade, get the camp, and force away the ultimate from Ratotoskr. Myth almost died there.
I know. I love that from Pain the Beyond. I was like, why is he walking away? I know he has the timer on these. He just watched them spawn, and then perfect bait coming out from him, and they're able to find a return kill after losing first blood.
So we're going to see the boots come online first before the Opal. This is generally because he wants to get early damage. Now, usually when you do boots before for the Opal rush, like I said, Repicos kind of led me in this direction. It's because the boots are going to do so much more damage with your 3. It's why you level the 3 up a little bit, even if you don't go for Sapphire right away. He's done the opposite here. He's going into boots, but doesn't have any of his abilities applying that extra damage. So he's really looking just for movement speed at this point. And what that means is he's looking to farm and not fight. Mytheria at this point is in 100% PvE mode.
And that's important, right? Especially against this Isis. I mean, Spirit Ball, while it's pretty easily dodgeable, it's only really pretty easily dodgeable when you have full boots. When you don't have boots, when you're a little bit slower, you really don't want to take that damage, especially early on. And with the combinations that we see that enemies drafted, just like we saw there, right? Ice Assault, Odin ult, dead.
So something super minor here, but we just checked in with Batz, right? And you saw, and this is very common for top players, when you see him moving around, like in little circles, doing the buff's not gaining any more, damage, by doing that. It's just his fingers want to keep moving, right? That's a lot of adrenaline. That means he's super, super focused right now. And with the game this even, I'm looking a lot towards Wiggles to be making the big plays, because if he's that antsy in the jungle just doing speed buff, it means he's less likely to be communicating and more likely to just be 100% just mentally ready to go.
That's just like Xing, right? Xing is always spamming that jump. It's because he wants to fight.
How does he even do that with his ridiculous key bindings?
I forgot. He uses like the arrow keys and then the numpad.
His pinky finger, ring finger, and middle finger are on the arrow keys, and he uses his index, all on the left hand, to peck at the number pad.
I don't even want to imagine.
And that's where his auto attack is, too.
I don't even want to imagine. Repicos is actually uses a left-handed mouse as well.
Yeah, that's just... That's the devil's work.
Scary D continues to control this lane, or he did until Mystical Mail was just finished by Penny.
I want to see the switch. Maybe even like bringing Vesalius over here so that he can clear the wave safely and let that Kali deal with Vicium. I mean, that's a really good matchup for Kali.
It could be. I mean, he should be able to clear the wave fairly safely and not take too much poke. Group up, Pain the Beyond once again looking for this combo. He does have Blink online, but eLevate, they're going to be going to the left side.
So gold in hand here, Zaiden, as we see Ratotoskr still about 600 gold away, maybe closer to 550 to get that Opal done. So again, still in pure PvE mode. He wants to try to poke out a little bit, but he's here just to try to split the wave. He was hoping for Hard to be really far out of position, but immediately you notice the purple's available. So it wasn't like he was just looking for the kill. He's looking for any form of gold that he can, and he took a small detour to try to make a play.
I mean, they have Kali as well, right? This team, by all means, wants to be farming early on. They don't want to have to deal with this Odin. They don't want to risk grouping up, because if they get caught out by Odin, they only have, what, 1-2 jumps that can escape it without using an ultimate?
Yeah. They got Kali's Nimble Strike and they have Dive Bomb. Everything else is going to be stuck inside unless they use Through the Cosmos or, of course, Athena's Defender Rolls. Everything else is going to get locked inside pretty harshly.
Pendavion going to soak up all the poke that Mytheria gave him, and Pendavion continues. He's just roaming around this mid lane, but fantastic warding coming out from eLevate. You can really see the corners of the map. They know that Pendavion wants to blink in on the mid lane, wants to lock down Agni, and they're not allowing it to happen.
I'm looking at Athena here, leveling Confound all the way through before Shield Wall, looking to set up damage for her team instead of deal it out herself. This is big with characters like Agni, who have a 1-second stun from range, allowing that Confound to really set up for big damage.
It's good for setup, and it's good for defense as well. I mean, the taunt at level 1 isn't that strong, but Mytheria roaming over here to Penny, and Penny just going to be able to bird out of there.
Pushing in here.
I'm really surprised that Kali is controlling this lane as well as he is against some mystical male Wukong.
I think just doing this for health here. So mid lane could be some trouble here. Batz is rotating over towards right side. He's going to spot Ratotoskr. Not. All right, so Zaiden, why don't we hover over the blue acorn here? We're probably going to see this go away soon. But you want to see, slows all targets hits. Now, this is a decent amount of damage here. the slows are important, but correct me if I'm wrong, but this one is Emerald.
Yeah.
So he's leveling Dart to go Emerald?
Yeah.
Materia has just done everything backwards.
Normally you don't see Emerald. I mean, so when Ratotoskr was first released, we did see Emerald in the jungle because the sustain was so high.
It
was a decent amount of damage as well. But now we only really see Emerald pick up in the solo lane.
And it's only for sustainability.
Yeah.
Normally in the jungle, you're going to look to either Sapphire or Opal, with Opal being the primary target. Not sure why Materia has chosen this, and I probably should have noticed this earlier, but I assumed that he was just going to be going into Opal, given the fact that he's leveling Dart. But I mean, I guess the fact that Flurry of Acorns is almost level, so he's getting that use out of Emerald. But why level Dart anyway? It doesn't do a lot of damage.
Not entirely sure. Scary D, though, continuing to box out Penny here. And this could get dangerous. I mean, this Kali, not only has she been allowed to free farm, but she's been allowed to control the solo lane and out-farm the Wukong.
You see that Light Blade coming out. Not going to be Aussie. He's going right into chin size.
Yeah, so going straight for damage. Still only has beads 1 as well, so he's looking to get those items finished. Materia, nice dodge though, gonna avoid the Spirit Bomb.
See, normally this isn't great to go into chin size so early, but since he started with the Ninja Tabby instead of Warrior Tabby, the coefficient on chin size becomes much more valuable thanks to the fact that the attack speed is granting more applications of it. In this case, you're gonna see penetration a little bit later.
Materia gonna do a lot of damage with Dart. Unrelinquished though, locked in place. And now we see Batz. That was just...
Why did all 5 people congregate in the mid lane here? How did enemy set that up so perfectly?
I mean, they weren't even in the mid lane, right?
Nice shot.
They just all appeared there from both sides of the map.
Net Yankee trying to find a way in here. Right side, Kali going to be going back to farm. And she's going to be left alone here for a little bit. Penny going to be rotating over, but it should be slightly behind, giving her basically a free wave. Player damage, though, belonging to Wukong. Again, very ineffective damage here. Kali 0, 0, and 0. A lot of this damage is just his mystical mail ticking into her, and she doesn't seem to mind.
Yeah, she's been able to heal up with that Nimble Strike a lot in this lane. And these stats continue to surprise me. I don't know what it is. I just feel like this Kali should be being controlled a lot more. Big fight here over in this left lane. Vedium already under half. Vesalius nicely going to dodge that Bird Bomb.
We're looking at Vedium here, facing down against Vesalius. And you can see low health. He's actually going to try to either bait the back or back right now. What is he going to be buying from back? Finishing up boots, I guess, yeah.
I think he grabbed another tier to his beads as well.
Okay.
I think they were only rank 1.
Kali right now still quite a ways away from those chin size.
Can we talk about this real quick? Because I've been getting it. I know these players, but Vicium, Vesalius, enemy eLevate. I've just been switching it up wrong both games. It's so hard. It's not easy.
It's not. Especially on the fly when they're boxing each other. It gets a little confusing.
Yeah. That's most notably it. This ward in the mid lane by enemy. I always love these wards because, you know, it's for one, it's not going to be countered because you can't spend 135 gold just to counter that vision. What it does though is you're going to know where the enemy mid rotates, and that's always important. So we see Agni actually rotate over to this left side. That ward in the mid lane spelled that out for them.
Not to mention, if the jungler comes through, it sees that they're going towards Gold Fury or ganks on left. The solo laner would have to walk through that as well. It gives you a lot of info. Also, what are these guys?
I don't know. eLevate's setting up, but it looks like enemy's setting up as well. They're looking for Unrelinquished in the mid lane. They could actually just blink in and combo him. They might have the damage, but Unrelinquished, just...
He's 0-2. He's not worth the gold.
He's not worth the gold. That doesn't mean they're not do it.
That's fair.
Mytheria here, caught in the mid lane. Gonna take a decent amount of poke, but he has the emerald.
Yep. You know, one of the troubles of building into the Flurry of Acorns, either Emerald or Sapphire, is the fact that it's very rare you're going to hit all 4 of those bad boys. It's very hard to hit one target with all 4.
Unless you're point blank.
Right. And when you're usually point blank, you're probably not in a good spot as Ratotoskr.
No, you're going to be taking a lot of... unless you have, you know, your million dashes up. Only 500,000 now after the nerf.
After the Jotuns pick up here, which you can see being built, I really want to see defense.
I agree.
With no health. I don't want to see health items. When you have a heal that gives you a base amount of healing and not percent, you want to keep your health pool low.
Lag.
What? What?
Lag.
What was that?
Did he blink in place?
He blinked in place and then he stunned nothing.
Hey, sometimes you just...
Go ahead.
You gotta have the hotness meter, right? And blinking in place, like that's
something.
yeah. Stun gonna miss here, but Mytheria, actually there's the
No
taunt we
follow-up.
wanted to see, but Pain de Beyond, he's gonna take a lot of abilities to the face and
Raven
not a
Shield's
lot of
gonna,
damage.
Raven Shield just ate all of it. I mean, the Raven Shield's what, 500, 400 health, right?
It's, when maxed out, I think it's pretty high here.
400, right? Yeah,
400.
400. Of course, doing 500 damage with that 25% bonus when it activates if it doesn't take any damage when you land.
This game has been very farm-centric. We've talked about it a lot early.
3 kills in 15 minutes.
We've seen people attempt ganks, but no one really wants to full commit. Maybe we'll see it here, though. Mytheria, he's going to be walking over a ward, trying to stop this attack speed buff. No, trying to steal it away. Who can get the timing on it, though, is the question.
He's just
Alt.
like...
Watch Vedium just ult.
No, it looks like that went to Mytheria there. Vedium, I'm not sure why he just watched him do that the whole time. It might have been cooldown related, but that was...
He had no cooldowns. He was trying to steal with an auto attack. I
Yeah.
almost thought he would. But with Mytheria's ult down, enemy, they're going to start up Gold Fury. And that's what we see a lot coming out from these ISIS team comps. There, you see it's thrown down. The question is the burst going to be enough to complete it? And it is. Enemy grabs it.
They're going to try to turn it around and find something. Met Yankee late to the fight. Chaos taking a lot of damage.
lot.
It should go down. No, beautiful banish. We're going to have to see Mytheria ult if he wants this kill, and he doesn't have it.
We see the Humbat's ult come out just defensively, keep eLevate at bay. And enemy, they just got that uncontested. Pain de Beyond doing a fantastic job of zoning out eLevate. Penny, scary. Not expecting. That's his target as well.
Well, no, now it's his target.
Well, yeah, he just killed him. You're right.
So he didn't get the tower. He didn't ult. He didn't get the kill. I mean, just misplay, right? I mean, he needed to hit ult faster than he did. He tried to be super fancy and instead finds a trip back to the base.
And he probably could have turned that on Penny.
Yeah, he
right?
would've.
If he got his ult off, he would have turned it. Penny taking a risk, but the risk pays off.
Wow. That, it doesn't really hurt him all that much. He is 0-1-0, but he's still in a decent spot. We're going to see the Fatalis coming out next. He's already has a lot of damage.
Kin side's finished.
Yeah.
It's looking real good for Kali right now.
Chin size, Executioner, Ninja Tabby is your first 3 items. At this stage, should be doing a little bit more. We got to see Scary get out of this lane. Send Mytheria over there. He's got the Emerald. He has a solo lane build. Let him stay over there.
I mean, he's almost got the tower, right? He really just needs to tap that, and then I want to see him rotate. Pain de Beyond, though, he's looking for the Blink Initiate. There it is. He's going to catch Unrelinquished. The question is, do they have the damage? Beads are out, but it doesn't even matter. Pain de Beyond going to take that kill.
The answer to your question is very much yes. Decent slows. Nice circular protection, though, will stop the Athena ult from really mattering there. It would have been a good setup, but
what?
Too smart.
He dive bombs over the wall into 3. His ult going to keep all of eLevate at bay, but Vedium's going to rotate in, pick that up with Valkyrie's discretion.
Another banish.
Stop Mytheria's aggression.
Oh my god, these banishes. That is the second time that we have seen Vedium stop the dart application through the flurry of acorns. No CC applied thanks to the slows from the acorn. No damage done either. He blinks through, but I mean, does he have it?
He got one dash.
One more
There's
dash.
the second dash. Great taunt, but Pain de Beyond going deep. Spirit Ball will connect. Chaos finds that kill.
That's another big one. That's 3 for 0 right now. On top of the fact that Scary D is gonna... You have your ultimates!
He got stunned out, though.
Oh, you gotta use it early.
He had beads, though.
It's so... He did have bees. There's no excuse for it twice in a row. First time to fool me once, shame on you, right? Second time, man, I don't know.
That wasn't really a full me, though. That was just a misplay.
See, I don't think so. I think he was caught off guard again. He should have gotten this tower first. Instead, Penny is the one that takes the tower in the solo lane before his opponent.
And after Penny had, you know, I don't want to say he had a rough start. I mean, the lane was pretty even, but Kali was getting the better of him. He had about a 200, 300 gold lead. Ever since then, though, Penny has skyrocketed. 1K in the lead. But look at his build, to be fair. Midgardian Mail, Mystical Mail. I mean, Kali's fighting into a wall right now.
Oh, man. The Midgardian Mail is what we needed to see. This is what we should have saw last game. We should also see either a Frostbound Hammer, a Runic Shield, or a Witchblade, maybe even 2, and we should see an Enfeebling Curse. Maybe not so much considering that Ratotoskr didn't go Opal, right? Because the Midgardian Mails against Opal are so devastating. But I'm still a little bit confused on the Emerald pick.
We'll have to see if it works out for him. Blink in.
Again
Unrelinquished, caught again. Beads are used.
Got him.
you know, he uses his beats, but it doesn't even matter. He just gets bursted while in the ring. Bet Yankee gonna get stunned out by Chaos, and now Wiggles to Bay. Just gonna focus on the tower. They can't chase Met too deep into this.
Let's take a look at damage done here. Scary D once again forced away. Wow, Hun Batz actually close to the top as well. And Mytheria actually pretty high up there.
Yeah, Mytheria, it looks like he wants to fight, but I don't know if that's the right decision. Great whoop. Beads are forced early, and Hu Yi's just going to have to dive out of there. Mytheria, no more dash. Oh, just
one more dash. One more dash.
I didn't think he got the reset the second time.
I heard it, yeah. I mean, he went right through. You can hear the acorns, like, doing that extra damage. And right there, oh, Scary.
Oh, double stun. He's going to be locked in place. Mytheria finds the kill. Scary D. Athena all channeled on top of him.
Wow.
Great taunt.
Scary still has, no, I'm sorry, does not have his ultimate available to him. Mytheria in the backline.
Oh, 3-man.
There's no way to heal either. Emerald was picked into an anti-healing comp. We didn't even talk about that.
3-man lock-in. Yeah, it's looking rough for eLevate right now. Enemy, it looked like the fight could have turned away from them, but Pain the Beyond locks 3 in place. Finds 2.
Oh,
Met
man.
Yankee. I don't know what was up with that whoop, but
Doesn't
Met
matter.
Yankee's going to fall.
Doesn't matter. Small amount of damage. Wiggles actually in some trouble. No, beautiful jump will get him out of there. VDM taking some damage as well, but not nearly enough to make them even shake. With that, enemy finds 4 more kills in that exchange, plus they sent Scary D without his ultimate back to the base. That was a huge win for them.
That was a great win. Let's take a look at the graphs, though. About a 5K gold lead, I imagine. Yeah, 4,500, 7,500 in experience, though. And that's what I'm looking at. It's mostly on, it looks like, the support and mids.
By the way, right there, that was the solo dream, where you're by yourself, you have a full wave, the solo laner on the enemy team like just respawn, you're like, I'm gonna get this tower, and then you see the teleport start flashing. You're like,
He wanted it too. Look, it's one hit away.
Come on, just why do you gotta teleport? It's tier 1, man. Just let it go.
Hey, I do the same thing.
Oh no, I'm saying he should have done it. I'm saying Scary's probably like, I just want the tower, man. Let me live.
Penny gonna come under Scary here. Scary, his ult is likely to be forced here. I mean, it's very unlikely, unless Penny misplays. No, there's going to be the jump. He should be pretty safe from there. Mytheria, though, caught by 3.
Dash is caught. I don't know if
beats.
it reapplied. Doesn't even matter. He's caught. Met Yankee stuck as well. Circular protection. Don't know if it's going to be all she wrote here, but Wiggles follows it up perfectly. And check
Stun.
out Penny.
Yeah, and now we actually see the slow unrelinquished.
Beautiful.
He's gonna be caught in place. Ult in the air. One more hit's going to do it. Dash
He'll get
gets
it.
off. And now we see Wiggles jump in. They're both chasing. Scary D. Stunned under his own Phoenix. One more hit. Bet him. Not going to get it.
In the backline, we actually saw the double monkey combo right there as we saw the Sacred Monkey with the Jingu Bang pummeling for the kill. And Penny, destruction right there. Oh my
He's so
god.
tanky. And, you know, this is something that's not talked about too often, but when you're a warrior in the solo lane facing another physical, you're stacking physical defense, which not only is it good against your direct matchup, it's always good against the enemy jungler, and it's always good at tanking towers and phoenixes.
That's right, and look, oh, Scary does not have his ultimate available to him. He does have beads, but he got forced back there. The Phoenix stands, but they're going to turn their sights to the Gold Fury and try to extend their lead. Scary D, 50 seconds on destruction right now. I don't know if he's going to have a way to keep himself in this.
Beads 1 available for him too. We with all this CC, I'm really surprised to only see
Can't blink for
B1s.
5, 4, 3.
Mytheria's in though.
Too late. Enemy takes it. eLevate didn't have a way to get in. Mytheria goes in by himself. Didn't get the kill through the Cosmos. It was only a level 3 ultimate. And with that, keeping Scary D out. Beautiful play by Penny.
Done. But he's slowed. I mean, look at that Midgardian Mail roll through. Pain de Beyond gonna lock in Mytheria. They know he used his ult to try and steal the Gold Fury. Nowhere for him to go. Chaos finds the kill.
Man, as a Kali player, I feel like a blood trader voting for the Midgardian males to come out. But you see it right there, right? She hit him and then just stopped dead in her tracks.
It just sucks.
It
just feels so bad.
It's just like when you're like, I'm gonna kill this Sylvanas and it roots you, and then you're like, I'm gonna catch him in your Guardian Mail. You're like, all right, man, I'm gonna fight somebody else.
All right, Matt Yankee, just walk into the tower, take it.
All right, do the wave first.
Nah, Penny's gonna rotate too. He's not gonna be able to get it. Penny does not want to let his tower fall. He's like, all right, guys, my tower's not going down.
500
I don't
gold
care.
is the end of the world to Penny right now.
The end of the world right now is Penny to eLevate.
Finish that wave.
Mystical Mail Boys.
You know what's funny is people don't realize that it takes a full second of being in that aura for that Mystical Mail to do damage.
It's ticks. Pain that Beyond could lock Unrelinquished in place. They might have the damage. There it is. He's going to save his beats. He's going to jump in place. Unrelinquished takes half his life from Bird Bomb.
That wasn't
and
even a
he
Bird
just
Bomb.
falls.
The shield was already down. That was just the lunge.
This fight, though, Vedium getting real low. Valkyrie's discretion is not up. Scary D. He's going to pick up that kill, an important kill for eLevate, but it doesn't matter. The rest of the team is dying. Wiggles Debate takes out Matt Yankee. Mytheria, he's just going to try and get his buff. Scary D, destruction is available. He's going to look for Isis, who's his target, clearly, but it doesn't even matter. Perfectly timed Spirit Ball.
It wasn't enough time. Mytheria is going to back here using that heal for as long as possible. They're going to send the decoy in and try to do as much damage. Are they going to try and end? They have decent time here, 11 seconds for
Mytheria is just trying to waste their time.
And he's not going to do it because they're not foolish. They're going to go, they should go right in and end this.
Yeah, 4 seconds for Unrelinquished. He really doesn't have a lot of damage in his build, though. eLevate.
No, okay, this is smart. Get out of there.
Play it safe. The big thing, too, is these towers that are up. For those who don't know, you take a look at that Order Titan right now, 12,500 health. Each tower, 500 health. Each Phoenix, 1,500 health. You can knock it down to only 8,000. It's a little bit too risky without all of those objectives down. Blink in, Unrelinquished once again.
Please buy Combat Blink. Relinquish, please. How many times must it happen to you? That's 7 deaths, and I'm pretty sure every one of them has been inside that cage.
I don't think I've seen him die outside of it. Matt Yankee, though, trying to find something. Chaos, he's going to be in his circle protection, but it looks like enemy is going to try and defend him.
They're trying to find us in the backline. Mytheria doing real decent damage. Wiggles the Bay able to escape for now. Speed buff and a beautiful vanish again. Medium has been on point with these.
His beats are up. Valkyrie's discretion up as well. He's just going to try and stand his ground for as long as he can. One crit doesn't even need it. Vedium going to take it.
Oh my god. I didn't even see that coming. Didn't even see it coming.
Oh, the CC chain, though. Scary D, that's his target. Can he get it? No, it's not his target. Penny's actually his target. He dove way deep just for that.
They're inside the cage here, which means Mytheria can't heal if he steps in. Doesn't want to drive in there with the ultimate, even though he doesn't even have it. Matt Yankee gonna fall. He's trying for a kill on medium. He will find it, but he will fall as a result. Only Unrelinquished available, and Penny is the target for future reference.
I know. I even saw it last time, but that chain CC that we saw come out from enemy, there were so many players there who should have died. They should have died, but they didn't fall. Silences, Spirit Balls, Fear No Evil, just all this thing. Speaking of Fear No Evil, Unrelinquished.
Bye. His beads just came up, by the way.
So he has beads 3, but the last time they were forced, I'm pretty sure they were only beads 1.
No, it just came up right there.
I know. They were beads 3 now, though. They were beads 1. That's why they're still down, though. From way back when. And even Scary D, only rank 1 beads. You know, we saw him get chain CC'd out there. If he had beads up, he might have been able to fight it, but he's been just trying to stack these damage items instead of focusing on actives, which could keep him alive or could allow him to chase down these targets.
Here we go. Penny going to start this up. They have decent damage here. They have good control.
They're not going to try. There's
no one's going to go in. In fact, the dive bomb has already been used. Guaranteed Fire Giant enemy poised to take game 2.
We do see Unrelinquished finally grab Combat Blink once again. So the next time Pain the Beyond locks him in, he will be able to escape. But still, Athena, just a blink.
It has been a real brutal game for the left side of the map here. Do you see this? 080405 for mid and onward to the left side for eLevate. Oof. That is rough.
It's real rough. Enemy, they're gonna focus down this right lane. Mid Phoenix still fire minions rolling through here. Penny getting a little bit caught out, but he's just gonna regroup with the team.
Let's take a look at the gold in hand here. See if they're gonna back or they're gonna keep trying for this rush. Actually, no. A lot of them are pretty empty here. This is gonna be a push right into the base. You can see Pain. Hey, I'm relinquished.
There's
Where are you?
Pain the Beyond doesn't want to lock him in. He does have dive bomb, but he's actually just going to be taking a ton of damage. Versalius, he's caught in place. Is he going to fall? Doesn't look like a Pain de Beyond getting real low, and Mytheria chasing him down.
I don't know that the dart reset. Yeah, he's guaranteed locked in there, and he can't heal Emerald again. Not going to be useful in that situation. Right side Phoenix is almost fallen. They're already up a kill. Eyes on Vishum here. They're looking to close this one out. That decoy doing work. Why is this Phoenix still standing? They're still letting it go.
It's a little bit risky. They have Freya.
Yeah, no Hunter.
Yeah. Mid Phoenix is about to spawn as well. They're going to want to try and target this down. Oh, Mid Phoenix is down.
Oh, that's so harmful.
I mean, eLevate couldn't defend it, I guess. It's risky no matter what they do. It's a hard decision to make.
We're not looking for bird bombs. We're just looking for Raven shields, right? He's going to try to keep himself alive. By the way, that's a step back into that Pain to Beyond. Thank you. Here comes the cage. Oh, no. He's got them all.
Combat Blink going to keep Chaos alive, but it doesn't matter. One falls, and actually, Enemy, they could just fight into this.
I think they're going to. Enemy's trying to close this one out. Only about 8,000 health left on this Titan, and they're pushing in.
6,000 left.
Beautiful Spirit Ball right to the back, forcing the heal on Unrelinquished.
5,000.
He's out of the fight.
It's going to be close. 3,000.
Penny
able to find a kill.
Resets the Titan, though.
It's only unrelinquished up.
Health
Enemy giving so much respect. This is going to be the final push, though. There's no way eLevate can stop this. This is going to be it.
1K.
Enemy take a 2-0 against Team eLevate. And Enemy, I'd say surprising many players this split.
Enemy, I think with the way we saw them play in their previous sets against COG and AFK, this is what we should have expected. In fact, maybe even faster.
You know, and this is the thing, too. There was a lot of drama when Pain de Beyond removed most of the members. But Pain said, I think this roster is better. I did it because I think this is a better team moving forward.
I will admit, it looked to me that he chose 4 ranked players that had no chance.
I said that, too.
It looked that way. It really did. I didn't think Wiggles was going to be as good as he is. I just didn't see Chaos performing at this level, and they are. They're doing phenomenally. And being led by Pain de Beyond, you know, a player who's maybe not had the best amount of, the best results on the teams that he's been on, has taken this ragtag group, just maybe similar to iRaffer, and is turning them into something special. And speaking of Pain de Beyond, your player of the game.
Yeah, no surprise there. I mean, his cages were crucial and unrelinquished.
He's a support.
His Odin is beyond phenomenal. I mean, there's no one in the scene who has a better support Odin than him. I don't think there's a single person.
I don't think there's a better Odin.
I mean, it's just so good. And there were so many times. This is actually a re-engage fight, and he's going to lock in 3 here. They pick up 2, and I actually think, no, they pick up 3 afterwards. Met Yankee walks back into the enemy team.
That bird bomb, though, and that's the thing is, this is not a tanky character by any means, and he's using both of his defensive abilities offensively in almost every team fight, but he's so versed on the character and acclimated to where he is going to and will not take damage in every single team fight, because it's not about what he's doing to players, it's about what he knows his enemies can do to him. And he's just playing so many steps ahead of his opponent that he's giving himself and his team a chance to truly shine.
So enemy here looking forward, what are you expecting from them? Because I'm really surprised, right? I don't think they're going to compete with the big boys, but they're definitely going to be contending with the middle of the pack.
See, I don't know, man. The way they played against AFK shows that they're growing as a team. I think this is more than them having just a chance at, you know, 5th or 6th. I think that with the way that Denial and Eager are playing, that these guys and COG both have opportunities to fight for that 4th spot.
Vedium, though, from Enemy, going to be on the line for the final interview of the day. How you doing, Vedium?
I'm good. How are you guys?
So, pretty good. So, how are you guys feeling after this win? I'm going to talk to you because it may be possible. Do you actually think you can make LAN with this roster?
I'm really confident we can make LAN, especially, like, I know many people didn't have much confidence after Pain switched around the roster, but I have extreme confidence in everyone on the team right now. And especially with how the comms have been going, everything just works out really well with this new team. And I definitely think we can make LAN.
Awesome.
I'm week to week, I'm incredibly impressed. If I would have bet money in the first week, I would have lost a lot. I would have. I bet heavily on COG, and it didn't turn out that way. The roster's working out amazingly. Talk to me about the Freya pick. It seemed very popular today for you.
I wasn't a big fan of Freya a couple weeks ago, but after our games...
Pain is brainwashing them.
After our games with AFK, I saw the real strengths of Freya, and I decided to try it out a lot.
Yes.
And
saw the real strengths on the wrong side of it.
Yeah, especially in these games, it worked out really well for me. I find that it's a really strong late game carry that suits my playstyle.
So tell me a little bit about the comms. Now, when we talked about this last week with Pain de Beyond, he talked to us about the fact that, you know, him and DJ didn't do well together because they were both trying to shot call. So during team fights, is it like 100% Pain? Is it, you know, are you guys voicing your opinions as well?
Yeah, everybody has a say. Definitely the main voice is Pain, just because he's a very talkative person. He likes to be the shot caller.
Sure.
He likes to call out everything, really. But yeah, it's definitely a team effort. I'd say Pain's the main focus of it, though. So.
Okay, that's what we really see from actually the top teams as well. We have a main shot caller. When he says something, we do it, but everyone else has their input. One final question from myself is, we saw Penny subbing in for Salt Machine. Is this a permanent addition, or could Salt Machine just not make it?
No, Saul was having internet troubles and he wasn't
Okay.
able to make it.
Okay.
I figured as much. Anything before we let you go to shout out?
Shoutouts to Enemy, shoutouts to Clerky, and shoutouts to the troop overseas.
All right.
Another troops overseas.
I respect that.
All right.
I just did a big thing for Operation Supply Drop.
Oh,
I love
awesome.
that. I love that. Thank you for that. But that's going to do it for our day 3 of week 2. We still have one more day. Well, let's start out with the NA standings.
Sitting at the top, though, it's still going to be AFK undefeated. But Enemy, they had their
4-2?
first doubleheader
Wait, what?
of the fall split, sitting at 4-2.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very impressive.
We'll have to see. Give it a couple more weeks, and we'll see where they truly lie. But right now,
See,
they
I
are
want to see
looking
them
very
versus
strong.
Eager. I want to see them versus Denial. I want to see them versus TSM.
And, you know, the big thing, right, is versus Eager and Denial, those are the teams that are right in the middle of the pack. That's, I think, a good test for them. Can they actually contend with the big boys?
See, I'm starting to think that we're underestimating COG, Enemy, Denial, Eager versus TSM, who is maybe not having the best split so far. I think that we could even see a change in our 3rd seed.
I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot. TSM, they won LAN. They
No,
had
that's true.
they had
That
one
is
loss
true.
versus Denial and a very snowballing match. We don't want to sell TSM too short yet.
Okay.
European standings, though, we're going to take a look at who is at the top. It's actually London Conspiracy, I believe. Yeah, 4-0. Epsilon, though.
Dude.
Not only are they 4-0, but it's against Paradigm and Fnatic.
Right, exactly. It's like these are 2 of the top 3 teams in Europe. If they get through Titan and get through that triple threat, everyone in Europe's on blast.
So, in my opinion, Epsilon is the best team in Europe.
I think I agree with that. I want to see them fight Titan first. I think that Titan's true textbook fundamentals might throw them for a loop, you know, considering that Moneyball team. Perhaps that 100%, you know, undoubted chemistry can put a stop in that. You know, because we've seen Paradigm, even when they were playing very weakly, they were destroying Titan because they, you know, had that counter. It could be rock, paper, scissors, or Adapting could just be the best player in the world right now.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the schedule, though, and see the final games of Week 2. That's going to be brought to you tomorrow, starting off with London Conspiracy Paradigm.
Very important game. London Conspiracy undefeated so far, so Paradigm could put a stop in that. Myrmidons and Titan, we've seen them play up before. Myrmidons have a chance to win that, of course. Eager and Solo mid,
that's
and COG and AFK.
The Eager TSM is the NA game I'm looking at, but also I do want to talk about, I didn't really respect this too much, but Paradigm versus LC, what if Paradigm lose? Like, what if they get 2-0'd? Because they already lost in their first week.
Ooh, that would be a lot of trouble. That would be harsh. And, you know, but we have seen Lobster and Trix Tank, we've seen them bounce back before.
Yeah.
They're not shaken. They, I think more than any other team, truly learn from their losses.
Yeah, you really look at the summer split. They start off 1-4 and then ran it all the way through to qualify for LAN.
That's true. But that's going to do it for Saturday. Join us tomorrow for the culmination of Week 2. I'm DM Brandon, and for Adonis, thank you for joining us. Good night.
This is where I throw the cards.
Just throw it. Go ahead. Come on.
Don't break.